Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Pixel. In today's video, we're starting a brand new series, how to create a simulator game. In today's episode, we'll be going over data store as well as the tool system and some of the UI elements. In the next episode, we will quickly go over the backpack system and the selling system. I was going to create one episode, but it was going to be way too long. Before we get into the tutorial, make sure you join my Discord server. The link will be in the description of this video. Also, all scripts will be included in the description as well. Make sure you follow the guidelines that are highlighted because they separate the scripts. I put all scripts into one post. This tutorial composes of many scripts, so make sure you pay attention. Alright, now let's get into the video. First, make sure your game is published. To create a place, go to the Create tab on the Roblox website. Click the Create New Game button. And we're also going to use this tab to edit our game to enable API services in Studio. You can go ahead and click Base Plate and give your game all the settings you want. You can do name and description, but that's all we need. You don't have to do any of these other ones, and then hit Create Game. But I already have a game created. So once you create your game, it'll take you back to the Create page, and you should see it here. If you go over to the right, there's a little gear icon. Go to it and click Configure Game. Immediately, you should see the Enable Studio Access to API Services button, and make sure this is on. You'll see a little check mark. Hit Save, and then go back to the Create tab. Next, go over and hit Edit. It will launch Studio for you. If you don't have Studio installed on your computer, down here where it says Developer Resources, there is a Studio button that you can go ahead and click, and it'll download Roblox Studio for you. But once you get all that done, you should be able to click the Edit button and hop into game. Now that I have my game open, you should probably see two windows on the right side of your screen. It may or may not be open, so to make sure they're open, go over to the View tab and hit the Explore and Properties button. You can go ahead and extend these to make them bigger or smaller, but I recommend a size about this. You can also edit the property size to make it a little bigger so you can see. You can even move the Explorer window to the other side or vice versa to create more space. But I like them just on the right side, so I'll leave it like that. One thing we're also going to be using in this tutorial is the output. The output displays any errors in your script and in the game in the moment. So if you hit Control and scroll in, you should be able to see the text bigger, so to help you in case you are blind like a bat. This is very helpful once you test the game by going over to test and hitting play. Your scripts will run and it'll show you if there's any errors in those scripts. But we're not going to be using that currently, since we're going to insert some other things. If you go into the description of this video, you'll see a link. If you go in the description of this video, you will see a link to a model that I created, which is the data store. The data store is going to allow us to save and load values for our player. Basically, it gives the player money and whatnot. But this certain data store includes a lot, and it also includes other values that we will need for this certain game, which is a simulator. So, go in the description, make sure you sign into Roblox, and take the model. So, to insert it, go over to View and hit the Toolbox button. And it should open up on the left side or somewhere on your screen. Just move it to somewhere. And if you go to My Models on the tab right here, you should see Data Store Script. It's named Data Storage Script, but it's a data store script. Next, click it and drag it over to your workspace, your game window. It'll insert it into workspace, and you should be good. If you click it again and drag it into Server Script Service, we're even more good. So it'll include a stats folder with all these values in it. So this is already set up. Now that we have the data store, you should be able to hop into game. And if you go into players, you'll see that we have some values in here. Now that we have that done, we're going to insert a folder into replicated storage. If you click the white plus sign, you can go ahead and search up folder, insert a folder, and we're going to name it remote events. Put an S on the end. So this is going to contain our remote events. So insert 3 remote events. You can go ahead and copy and paste them by just holding Control C or Control D. Control D is better. And oops. And we're gonna name them 3 different things. First, we have coin clicked. Secondly, we have item sold. Third, we have teleport to shop. So these 3 things are going to set us up for the series. We might add more, but we're not going to use all of them. We're only going to use the first one today. But also, actually, this isn't supposed to be shop. It's supposed to be, yeah, okay, never mind. Leave it at shop. Teleport to shop is fine. Fine. So now that we have that done, we're going to work on our UI elements. So go over to start a GUI and insert a Screen Gui. If you click it, it should be the first thing that pops up, or if you click the white arrow, it'll pop up. We're going to name this Player UI. Make sure the U and I are capitalized. Click the white arrow again, and we're going to insert a text label. You should be able to click on the text label in Workspace and then click on it in the game window and change it to your likings. So I'm just going to make it a little bigger, put it a little closer to the border here. You can go in the properties and change the color. I'm going to change it to a nice vibrant blue. And I'm also going to change the border color and border pixel size to 5. And then change the color of the border color, the border color a little down, and it'll give it a nice little effect like this. So now that we have that, go down to where it says text, change the text to white, and click text scaled. It'll scale it up for you. So no matter the size, the size of the text will get bigger as the text label gets bigger. So as you can see, it gets smaller and bigger, but there is kind of like a max size, easy. Okay. So create it like you want. Make it a little long, make it a little short. I don't care. It's your game. Do whatever you'd like. So I'm going to do that. Change it to your favorite color. And then we're going to change the font. You can change it to anything you want. I'm going to change it to cartoon. So you can just leave it at label. You can even add, just make this cartoon. All right. You can even add a little drop shadow by changing the text stroke transparency to 0, and it'll give it a black outline, but I don't like that, so we're not going to do that. And you can just name this bag label, and then you can hit Control D to duplicate it, drag it down with your mouse to a decent level, and then we're going to name this coin label. So these are going to display our bag. So that means how much we have in our backpack and the max size that we have left, and as well as our coins. So now that we have that, we're going to insert a local script. This script is going to handle these things. So make sure you insert a local script. Double click it to open it. By the way, in case you didn't know that. So you can name this text handler, I guess. So yeah. All right. So we're going to get into scripting. I zoomed it in a little bit, as you can see, so we can, so you guys can see. So we're going to make some variables. Variables, in scripting basically set like a title. So this is just local player. Player will equal the local player. So game.player is a local player. Local player can only be accessed through a local script, and this basically means you, so the player that this is going into. So yeah, GUIs are only for obviously on one person's screen, so this basically means the player that it's on their screen, this certain player. So then we're going to do local bag text equals script.parent.bag label, and then we're going to do coin text to script.parent.coin label. So we're setting these variables to script.parent, which basically means this script and the parent of it. So on Roblox, this is the parent of script, this is the parent of bag label, and this is the parent of coin label, or this is the parent of coin label. And these are all children of this. So that's how the system works. So yeah, make sure this is typed exactly how I have it. Most importantly, these, because yeah, so these don't really matter. You can name them whatever you want, but to make sure the script is flowing and doesn't have any errors, just type it like I do. And now we're gonna make a, oops. Well, I'm gonna give you a shout out. Thank you, Telling Scoop, for subscribing. Okay, thank you, whoever that was. Oh, someone's live on Twitch. I hate when it does that. It just sends me emails like randomly. Okay. Replicated storage. Okay, game get service replicated storage. So replicated storage basically. So it puts storage. Basically anything in here will be put or will be able to be accessed from the client as well as the server. Both of those things are two different things. The client is this. So UI is client-sided. It's on the player's thing. Client basically means it's only on one thing, which will be the player. The server will be on everyone's screen since everyone's in the server, but they're viewing with their own client, basically. So now that we have that, we're going to use that in our next variable, remote event, to get our remote event folder. Oops. So just put it remote events. And then we're going to do local sold equals remote events dot sold. Oh, actually, we're not doing that yet. Okay, never mind. Don't do that. That's wrong. All right. Hit enter, and we're going to do another, wait. Why am I doing another one? Okay. Sorry, I'm just a little unfocused today. So player UI is going to equal. All right, so we're going to change bag text.text. So we're changing the text of this here. So when you make a variable, the purpose of it is to basically call whatever you put here. So if you put like chicken nugget, we can do chicken nugget.text because it's chicken nugget is representing this. So we're using this to change the text of this. So the text is going to equal, do a speech mark, do bag, colon, space, another one, 2 dots, player.player_stat.current_value.value. Make sure all the caps you see are the caps that you write. Do more 2 dots, do another speech mark, a slash, another speech mark, 2 more dots, player.player_stats.storage.value. So, in other words, let me zoom out so you guys can see it a little better. So we're setting the text of this to anything that you put in speech marks will be speech marks, and you can also set values of things to speech. So we're setting the value of current value, which means basically the current value that's in your backpack, to our text. So we're putting it there. And then storage is just the max storage. So that's what it's set at in our data store stats here. See, we have current value and storage is right here. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing for, not the same exact thing, but the same idea. I don't know why I kept doing that. So annoying. Coin text.text. So we're setting the text of coin text, which is coin label, changing that to coins. And then the 2 dots. 2 dots basically means, oh, we're telling the script that we're about to give them a value. So we're going to set that to the player's coins, the value of the coin. All right. Now that we have that, that's just going to give us the basis. We just have to make functions now, and then we can copy and paste these into our functions since this is the exact same thing. So the functions include, so we're going to do player.player_stats.current_value. And then we're going to use, a little function that's called, or like a little thing for our function called getPropertyChangedSignal. And then we're going to do parentheses and put speech marks inside. And we're going to look for the value changing. This is something new that they implemented, which basically allows us to see that if the value of this, which is basically if our backpack receives points or coins, then it's going to fire this function right here, which is going to be this exact same thing. So just copy and paste this into here. So now that we have that, Now we're going to make the next function, which again is going to be the same thing. Player.playerstats.coins get property changed signal. And we're going to set that to value, connect function, and then copy this and put that in there. All right, that's the entire script for our UI. We're going to do a little test. We're going to jump into game here. Oh, boom. All right. This is what you should see. Bag 0/25 coins 0. If you go into the output, there is a system in the data store that will give you, and it will say loaded. So this, it tells you what value loaded and what the value was. So, you know, we got all this. So that's also nice. And we have no errors, so that's good. If you do have an error, it will tell you what script and what line it's on. So, excuse me, I'm going to give you guys an example. So, if you mistyped, you know, or you put this like a lowercase l. Oh, lowercase l. That's not right. So, if you jump into game, it's not going to do anything because the script's going to be like, wait, see, bag label is not a valid member of Screen Gui. Below, it'll see stack begin, stack end. In between that, it'll tell you the script, player UI.text handler, which is our script, line 3. If you click on it, it'll even take you to it and put you on that line. See, this is not correct. It's because it's capital L. So things like that are very important when you're scripting a game. So make sure that you typed everything correctly, and you should be good. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be working on our tool. Yay, the exciting part. And it's only exciting, well, mostly exciting for me, because yes, I created a model. Yay, I did it for you guys so you don't have to script it. Oh wait, oops, you do have to script it. I made the handle as well as the settings, and it should fit into your character's hand nicely. There is a plugin in the description which is called Tool Grip Editor that if you click on your plugin, or make sure you install it if you want to make sure that your coin is going to work. You can test it out to see if it works by putting it in starter pack, which we'll do in a second. But it's very helpful when you're positioning tools correctly in the player's hand. So you click on the tool, not the handle, the tool, click the plugin, and an NPC will appear. It should look like this. If it doesn't, use these things to move it as well as rotate it to have it how you look, but it should be like that. So if we put that in our starter pack and hop into game here, okay, our labels are working, and we can hold it. And take note, if you want to use your own handle, make sure that it's actually named handle with a capital H, and that it's not anchored and can collide is false. So in the settings, we have damage. Make sure this is set to 1 or whatever you want. Damage is going to represent how much it's going to put in our bag. So how much it goes up by, basically. So in our local script, let me get my script ready. All right, we're going to do tool script, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. I don't care. So we're going to do local tool equals script.parent. All right. So we're setting the tool variable to equal our tool. So it's it's easier to call later in the script. And then we're going to make the tool, we're going to set the settings to, we're going to do wait for child. So what this is going to do is it's going to wait for our child settings, because scripts run very, very quickly. So, well, as quickly as it can. So you jump into game, and if this tool isn't even loaded, or if the script loads before the settings, it's going to be like, this doesn't exist, and it's going to just end the script and break it. Once this appears, and this has already been like, oops, it's not there, it's not going to come back and look for it again. It's just going to break, and it'll break your whole script. So make sure to wait for child. It's very important. And then we're going to set the strength to setting dot strength. And I'm not sure if it just waits at this line right here, line 3, until settings appear. I think it just keeps going until, you know, it appears. No, I think it just stops. Yeah. So you don't have to do it for everything. So you can do it for like one thing, and then anything else inside of it should be fine. So now that we have that, we're going to do... We're just going to set up some more things. So game.players.local player. So, you know, we got our local player again. Since tools will be unkind, since you only can control it from your player. And then we have a local script, tool script. So now we're going to also make our player UI, which we're also going to do another wait for child to make sure that player GUI is even a thing before we check, because sometimes the player has to load in, and who knows, the tool might load in before the player. Excuse me. Okay. Local replicated storage equals game get service. Again, we're doing a replicated storage server variable. Actually, we're using like the same exact thing as the other script. If you just want to go ahead and copy this, go ahead and do that just to save you some time. If not, just write it. But we're also going to do another one, which is coin clicked. That's going to equal remote events.coin clicked. Actually, now that I think about it, did we even use this? No. Whatever. It's just good to have, I guess. Alright. We're back in our tool. And our last variable will be debounce. Debounce is basically what we give the name of something we're going to use to give our script a weight, which I'll explain in a second. So we're going to do tool.activated connect function. And now we're going to start an if statement. So if basically means if, you know, it's kind of obvious. If player.player.player.stats.current.value is less than player.player.stats.storage.value, then, so now that we have that, this basically means, so if this value is less than this value, which is, this is the current value you have in your bag and the max storage, so that it won't go over. So if you have max storage of 5, it'll go up to 5, but it won't go above it. So that is what controls that. And now we're going to put our debounce to use. So we're going to do if debounce equals false, then debounce equals true. And the way this works, so you're going to click. It's going to be like, oh, our stats are, yeah, it's good. Then it goes to the next one. Oh, debounce is false. Then we continue. Then it sets it to true. We're going to put a wait in here. Since scripts go quickly, you want to put a wait. If we put like wait 5 seconds and then put debounce equals false again, every time you click, it's not going to go past this because it equals true until 5 seconds, and then it goes back to false. So that's what that's used for. I'm just going to set this to 0.25. And then we're going to do coin clicked fire server strength dot value. So fire server is basically going to fire this remote event on the server. So we're going to go in the server using another script that we're going to do in a second to look for this to be turned on, basically, and then we're going to give the coins to our player and whatnot. So we have that. And then also, before I forget, after this end here, so basically, if we put the else before this end, it would be, what we're going to put after this is going to fire if this is true, or if this is not false. So if this is true or anything else, it's going to go. But we want it to be for this one. So just make sure you go outside of the first end, put an else. And they're going to put a little note. And we're going to write storage full code. We're going to continue that in tomorrow's episode. So just write that so we have a little note for ourselves. So now that we have that, just go into our, make sure you put that in your starter pack. And we have one more thing to script, which is our tool handler. So go over to server script service. Go to tool handler. What am I doing? Okay. We need a regular script, and we're going to name it tool handler. All right. And now, very easily, go back over to your script. Again, wrong script. Okay. Tool script. We're going to go over to our tool script and we're going to copy this exact chunk right here. Go back over to tool handler and paste her in because we need her. So do coin clicked dot on server event connect function player strength with capital S. So like I said, it's going to detect when this is turned on. So on server event. So we fired the server. So now there's an event happening on the server using this remote event. This is going to connect to this function. And player is going to be obviously what player it is that triggered it and the strength that they used or that we put in this little bracket here. So this is, we sent this along with our message. Now we're putting that here, and our strength is equal to basically our damage. That's what strength is. I don't think I talked about that. I don't think so. All right. We're going to do another if statement. If player.player_stats.current_value is less than player.player_stats.storage_value, then boom. So that's just double protection to make sure nothing happens. So local bonus is going to be player.player_stats.cell_bonus.value. That's something we'll focus on in another future video, but that's something that should already be in your player from the data store. So cell bonus is going to obviously, be cell bonus. So we're going to do player dot wait, why am I waiting? I realized, okay, so I put this on the wrong spot. Okay, this is the wrong script for that. Okay, so wait dot player, okay. We're doing wait for child actually. So we're going to wait for player stats to appear in our player, if it ever does. Current value dot value equals player dot player stats dot current value dot value plus strength. You don't need to put a dot value. So now, if you had done everything correctly, we should have our labels working, and we can't click. Strength is not an invalid member of further. Oh, yeah, I put strength instead of damage. Okay, so it should be settings dot oh wait, it's not even, okay, this is not supposed to be called damage. It's strength. Okay, just that'll be fixed for you guys. Don't worry. It's gonna be named strength. Don't worry. So now we can hop in. Still not correct. I spelled it wrong. Okay. Like I said, the output is very helpful. Oh, we already got another one. Coin clicked is not a member of folder. You know what? We don't even... No, we do need that. Wait, do we? Yeah. You know what? Do you wait for child here? I guess that's kind of important, so... Wait, coin clicked. Alright, guys, we got some errors. We're working this out. Oh, it's not even... Okay, make sure this is capitalized. See, there's just obvious things. Since I'm a scripter and I'm experienced, got no errors. Boom. So, our bag, it fills up, it fills up, it fills up, it fills up. Boom, 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 boom. It keeps going up. You can change the weight in the script. Okay, now we meet 25 and won't keep going up. You can change the script in the tool or the weight here so you can click longer. You can set it to like 0.05 and the player will be able to click quickly or basically. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to set coins to like 5. I can't do it like that. Okay. So if you ever, oh, that was coins. No wonder. Okay. So yeah, to reset the data, basically just name this something else. It can be anything, literally just random letters. We're not even gonna need it. Okay. So see, we can click faster. So yeah, set it to what you want. Everything should be working. The saving should be working. See, we got 21. We leave. We join again. And boom. 21. All right. Thank you so much for the support on my videos lately. This has been like a dream come true. I love all of you guys, and I hope you can have an awesome 2019. Remember to join my Discord server if you are struggling a lot. I try to make this tutorial as detailed as possible. I'm trying to limit the time of my videos also, so that is why these tutorials were split. Remember to keep your head up high and keep on scripting. See you guys.